Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Today is the 9th of August, 2022. And today, I just wanted to talk to you about toxic family. I come from a toxic family. They don't think they're toxic, but they are a toxic family. They allowed me to be adopted by the most toxic person in the family, and therefore was verbally and physically abused for years, decades, because I was made to feel like I had to be the one to look after her. And when my dad died, who was my only buffer between her and me, I was it ramped up. Okay, so in saying that, okay, my family is very complicated, and when my half brother rang me and said, you need to ring mum, it's her 70th, and this is my real mum, not the one that adopted me, who is actually her mum, like I said, complicated, and said, you need to ring mum, and I was like, no, I don't. And one of the best things that ever happened to me was that my FB was taken down because of hackers, because it meant that I could break away from blood family. It doesn't matter if it's your mum, your dad, your uncle, your great aunt Nellie, it's your brother, your sister, your cousins, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's a whole lot or just one or two of them. Toxic is toxic, and it doesn't matter that they're still your mum, or they're still your dad, or they're still your brother, or they're still your sister, or they're still blood, or they're still family. They are still toxic, and you have the right and should walk away from that. And you shouldn't feel guilty about it, because you are protecting yourself, you're protecting those that you keep safe, so your family that you keep safe. And you build your own family from those that you choose, who have proven themselves to you to be the people who are going to be there for you when the chips are down. Not the fair weather friends. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that ring you when they don't see that you're around on Facebook for a week. I'm talking about the people that will contact you out of the blue and go, are you all right? You know, I'm talking about the ones that know that there's stuff going on, know you're hiding it, and will turn around and go, do you want to go for a brew? Or get kettle on, I'm on my way. Or they'll Skype you all of a sudden out of the blue and go, do you want to sit and talk for let's do our housework together while we talk. I know we're like 6 million miles away from each other right now, but at least we've got Skype and we can do our chores while we talk to each other. They're the people. They're the people. Okay? They're the people who are your family. They may not be blood related to you, but if your blood family is as toxic as some are, it doesn't matter that they are still just but they're still family. Let's stop saying that to each other, because that's just as toxic. It's just as toxic. You are manipulating a person's guilt. You are manipulating a person's abuse. You are manipulating a person to do something because you want them to. Not because it's good for them, but because you want them to. Stop it. Stop it now. The best thing that ever happened to me was when my adopted mum, who was my blood grandmother, actually forgot who I was, because for the first time in my entire life at 30 years old, I felt free. I felt like I could leave and not come back. I felt like I didn't have to worry about any of it anymore, that it was not on me. None of it. You know? And yes, you have mixed emotions when they finally do pass away. But you know what? That's because you're a good person. That's because you still want to love them, because they are your parent. That's because that's the way it is. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt because they're gone. It does hurt because they're gone. But you have protected yourself by walking away. That's my 2 penneth for this morning. It gives you something to think about. I hope you guys have a really awesome rest of your day. I love you guys heaps. Blessings.